Christ College in the white strip, taking on Wellington College. It's AA action from boys Pool B. And Christ College, 8 points the advantage to start this third period. And straight away, we see the quick hands of Kieran Andrews-Paul. Cut that to 6 in the blink of an eye.
Dub C talked about at halftime how they felt like they hadn't put any heat on Christ College and whether they could handle it if they did. Well, we see they're clearly going to at least try to find out with some ball pressure to start this third quarter.
There's the little ISO play. Ends up near and 3. Miraculous save there. And the shot clock will go off. Violation. Dub C will be looking to get a score out of this. Sam Julian there on the right hand, on the right of your screen rather. Did a good job defensively.
They're not running that triple post action to try to get that jumper.
No. Looked like Lelei missed that cross screen from Sione there. See if they run it again. There you go. Backdoor flash action. There's the seal. And great execution there, and one. That was better execution.
That's the best execution I've had, is really been patient and thrown the ball to only where Lelei could catch it, and Darling had no chance to make a play on the ball.
One shot.
Anytime you run that big feeder from the high-low, it's hard for him to help out. You've got to get help from the corners or the guards. Christ College now, just 3 points to lead, and they try and run their own little post-up. Crutchley gets loose. Good position from him. And here comes Dub C. This is where they're dangerous. Tompkinson, look for a quick timeout to come from Sparky if they keep scoring.
You saw Christ College try to commit a Euro foul because they were too tired to get back. That's not a good sign. You know, these guys play almost the whole game. So this 5, they're going to have to continue to work hard in D-trans no matter how tired they might be feeling.
Max de Geest here, the hot hand to finish the half. Does a good job of scrapping away to get that possession again. Gives him another look at a 3, and that's good.
Deserved to go in based on the hustle he did to keep the possession alive.
You like that determination shown there from Max de Geest. Again, they look to go inside. Max Darling doing everything he can to stop that post entry. Here's a look at Max de Geest.
10. Nice strike, going forward.
Lelei off with the short range jumper. Max de Geest out front for Christ College. Little stagger action, double screen away there. Well defended from Dub C. Important they don't pick up a late foul as they get the shot off in time.
Not the prettiest fast break you'll ever witness.
No. Game just poised until there. Max de Geest finding his range again. They've really got to look in on him. You can't give him open looks. He's definitely too good a shooter for that.
Yeah, him and Darling have got, I would suggest, 75 to 80% of Christ's points.
Sione looking to get into the lane. Pretty pass. Relei's up to it with a nice catch and finish.
Yeah, Lelei's got some good hands, and he really finishes and passes well when it gets onto his right hand. Sioni's lost the geese the game.
Don't really want to gamble off him on the perimeter, especially after he's hit a couple of triples.
Yeah, I mean, it was a chain reaction. Lelei gambled on Darling's post entry, and then Sioni had to rotate a little bit. They just need to stay sound.
The geese took a little bit of a knock there, as we see Darling. Good steal there from Lelei. There's a little professional foul on the halfway line. Jackson Stewart.
White 10, 2 hands on, yellow ball.
I think New Zealand players are cottoning on to that a little bit more, that little professional foul to stop the fast breaks.
Though it's Stewart's third personal foul, apparently, so it's a little bit questionable because they don't have a lot of depth. If some of their starters foul out, they're not able to cover for that like some of the teams at this tournament can.
Just 9 on the roster for Christ College. And pretty much all other teams here that I've seen have got the full quota of 12 players. So will that be a factor? We'll find out. Shot clock at 6. Sioni to the basket. They'll retain possession with 2 seconds on the shot clock. Enough for a little catch and shoot or little move.
2 seconds, here we go.
See what they come up with.
And don't hold.
Tompkinson. That's all he could do was catch and shoot. Crutchley was there. Back to within 3 now, Wellington College. Here's the goose. Comes off. He's got way too much room off that handoff.
And we've seen every time that he's off the dribble going right, he's been pretty money.
Just looking to force things a little bit too much there. Come away with a steal though. Cole back on the attack. Well defended there. Jackson Stewart, really good active hands on Sioni. He's doing a good job.
And Isaac Bird just shirt-tailing Sioni incredibly tightly. In combination, those two forcing the turnover.
2-man game again with De Geest and Darling. Tompkinson. It's his shot.
Crutchley did a really good job of stunting at the 17-foot mid-range and staying attached to Tafali on the corner 3.
De Geest with the shot clock at 5. Darling's going to have to get it up. They're getting stops, Wellington College. Get something going at this offensive end. Again, it's well broken up from Stewart, I believe. Again, busy, active hands for him.
Yeah, they're working as hard as they can to take it out of Sioni's hands.
There's Darling. As they roll the post player to the basket again, that nifty little play. Tautau. Well, he's keeping him in the ball game as William Tompkinson, really hustling his way down there, doing the dirty work, getting the O-boards, getting the kickouts.
Yeah, he is a good offensive rebounder. Billy Tompkinson, it's where he gets a lot of his points, his second chance, and he has also hit the little mid-range jumpers. We saw him beat the shot clock only about a minute or 2 ago.
It's the team from Greymouth. That was Greymouth, the team from the Single A boys competition.
Big win this morning over Manukura. They'll be feeling good about themselves.
Darling crosses the timeline. Here's Stewart.
Hands here, no hands, don't put through.
Again, they go to the same play. And they get Darling in fantastic position again. Just too big and too strong. He is a junior tall black. He's a legitimate 5.
Well, probably not a near core, because you're looking at Angus McWilliam at 6'10" and Callum McRae at 7'1", and he didn't ultimately make the 12 for Egypt, but he was in the squad, and maybe that's the fact. He's an undersized 5-man.
Yeah. I haven't really seen enough for him to show us that he's a stretch 4, able to stretch the court with his perimeter shot, but definitely at the high school level, he's a force to be, you know, dealt with down in that low block position.
And every time they run that quicks play, they're just getting him the ball wherever they want. Dubsy really needs to address that play and come up with a strategy as to how they're going to defend it. No surprise that Christ runs some good plays. Mark Dickel, he's played in 9 different countries in his professional career. Some of the biggest clubs in the world, the likes of Fenerbahce, for example, who won the EuroLeague last year. 12 years of tall black, 94 to 06. So somewhere along the line, he's probably picked up a couple of decent sets.
One stage he was assistant coach with the Albanian national team, I believe that's right. Memory serves me right. Back in the 2012 era. Obviously very, very accomplished collegiate player in America, was one of the superstars for his UNLV team. Led the entire NCAA in assists in his senior year, I think.
Yep, 9 a game. Pretty easy when you can just throw lobs to Sean Marion.
You see another big outside shot from Max de Geest. He's cooking at the moment. 13 points, the lead for Christ College. Tompkinson with the little step back fadeaway.
They really would rather get a better shot than that on the post-up. You see Darling turns it into a 1-inch layup every time.
They get out of jail. They use their get out of jail card as Haven Dixon puts in a nice little put back there. 11-point lead for Christ College. Stewart. Sylvain his option. There's the money man. Max de Geest. Step back. 2. Andrews, Paul. Still UCLA cut. And there's the duck-in play. Taufali's still unable to connect from outside. That's really hurting them, that lack of outside shot.
Yeah, they could do with that, and if Haven Dixon had done a better job transferring that ball to his right hand, he would have been able to find Tompkinson on the duck-in.
He goes upstairs, does Maxwell Darling. Rattles the rim work. 13 points the lead. Extending out again for Christ College in the white strip, taking on Wellington College. Good steal here from Maxwell Darling. And here Mark Dickel barking out the orders. One shot.
They're going to go isolation here for the Geese.
Unable to get a shot off, and it's a handy lead for Christ College, up 55 over Wellington College on 42. Day one in Wellington College in a fight for their survival, really, in this pool. Down by 13 points to this Christ College team. But with Palmy North boys, another of the teams in this pool, it's really important that one of these teams obviously gets the W. And at the moment, it's Christ College with the advantage. What do Wellington College have to do to get back in this game, Zico?
Well, for one, they have to deal with Maxwell Darling. They have to defend that quicks play and take away his post catches. They have to deal with the cross screens and the fist play and take away his post catches through that. And then I think really they need to get the ball in the hands of Sione Helu. Christ College is working hard to make it difficult for them to get Sione the ball, but he's still getting guarded by one person. If he's good enough, he'll get catches.
Another good stop there from Christ College as they look to extend this lead. Been impressed with the Jackson Stewart. Just steady Eddie at the point guard for Christ College. Running the sets. Nothing too flashy, but you always like a guy he's under control at that point guard spot.
Yeah, New Zealand Development Tour member 2 years ago. Really good fella, very diligent. No surprises that Coach Dickel likes him in his program.
There's Tompkinson. Can he start lighting it up to get Cole back in this ball game? Normally they press a little bit. Wellington College, in my experience. There's a foul on the three-point shooter. Tim Kent voids with the contact on Max de Geest. I was going to say he's got 20-plus points there. You see it. 5 triples, 5 torpedoes for 27 points. His dad could definitely stroke it. Definitely could shoot the ball very well. Brian de Geest on the end of the bench for Christ College. And so too can his son, Max de Geest.
Long Beach State, Division 1. Small program. He's just signed a scholarship to go there, so there's his dad on shot. He'll be really proud of his boy, and the biggest reason I'd imagine that they want him in terms of his skill set is that ability to knock down the perimeter jumper.
Cole, a little stack screen out the top there, and there's Sione just trying to wheel his way into the basket. You've really got to get something going here at Wellington College.
Well, and every single other player on their team are just standing around on the three-point line watching Sione, so Christ is able to help a lot. They have to make sure that they're looking at back cut and give Sione some passing options, because otherwise it's 1-on-5 and it's not that easy to score in that situation.
Fantastic athletic play there from Maxwell Darling. The block on Lelei, and there we see another big block coming from Maxwell Darling. I think he put his hand up to register a foul, but no call. You can see the replay here. It's a pretty good challenge, actually. Got a lot of ball.
See very much this game being played in Christ's context. They're coming down, running their plays, and Dubsy are trying to stop them, but they're really going to need to bring some more pressure. Otherwise, the guys are going to just be way too comfortable as we see the Geese hit another shot. This is kind of like a practice game for Christ, because they're just running their plays and doing the breakdown drills that they've done all year. Dubsy's going to need to be a lot more disruptive and break up their timing and spacing, and they're going to probably have to do that with pressure on the advance.
No call, but again, a lot of standing around for Wellington College. Just unable to get a rhythm because of, I'm not sure whether it's because of the sets they're running. I don't think the defense for Christ College is solid, but I think Wellington College really got to do a better job of executing with a bit more urgency and getting to their spots. Timeout taken, Christ College up 62 over Wellington College on 44.
And you're going to be this guy.
Going down the right side.
So this is Jackson, this is you, Max, this is Tom, this is Max, and this is you, Will. Okay, so on this one here, Tom, look, if it's not there, we just go to that action. Now, once you get it, Max, that's a finish to the play now, because we're taking so long to get it up. So everyone just flatten out and let him go to work. But we can rebound.
So
right?
I'm on what side am I?
You start on the right-hand side and screen for him. It's okay, we'll work on it tomorrow. Team, 1, 2, 3, 2.
On fire so far in this ball game has been Max de Geest, number 5 for the Christ College. A little bit of everything. You've got to have that floater in your repertoire as a guard these days. He's definitely got the perimeter outside shot. Great going to his right. Got a little step back, and there's his straight on 3. Free throws look pretty money. And Zico, he's off to Long Beach State. But really, he's one of the best shooters we've seen so far in this competition.
Yeah, on day 1 of the games, we've seen this has been the best shooting performance, and that was his reputation coming in. So, big game player, he's able to deliver.
Set up a corner triple there, no good. Haven Dixon tries to corral the rebound, and Darling again. He's doing a bit of everything for this Christ College team. He was at Nelson College last year. Transferred over to Christ College this year. Go down low to Crutchley. Pretty little spin move along the baseline. Tom Crutchley.
Yeah, well, they obviously picked out Haven, who is known as being a good defender, but they obviously decided they had an advantage there, because as soon as they got that catch, Sparky was really encouraging Crutchley to go to work.
Drops the first, does Tom Crutchley. Extends the lead out. 19 points, the difference. Sione called for the carry ball there. He's got good handles, but not that good.
Yeah, normally when you do a crossover above your head, it's going to probably draw some kind of attention from the referees, and with time running down and not many chances to make a difference in this game, Dub C calls a timeout to look to eat into this 19-point deficit.
Screen and dribble it hard here. Max, I want you to go when Jackson gets to about here. So, and what you do is you just keep your dribble. You go dribble, dribble, and just back him in. Right, give Tom a good look. Now, Max, I want you to stand here and screen across for Max to be so that he loops up like that, because Jackson's so low now. Now, Max, if you shoot, you're open, but also look right for Tom. If not, flatten out, we let him go one-on-one. Let's go. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3, 2.
19 points, the difference for Christ College over Wellington College in this Pool B AA matchup at the SHIP Championship for 2017. Christ College will be hoping they can close this game out in a pretty tight pool as we see Crutchley. Nice little execution out of the timeout with a little jumper.
Yeah, well, they've been working him on that cross screen to get him those little short baseline catches and finding productivity.
Football called. Wellington College. Line is the call. Haven Dixon for 3. Really, still they continue to struggle to find some consistent shooter from their team. They've really needed that outside shot. Then they go with a little cross screen down low.
Well, I'm not sure if that was junk defense there from Wellington College, or I suspect that some of them are a man and some of them are in zone, and their confusion led to confusion for Christ's.
Everybody's confused. Sione out front. Another little into a stagger action.
Nice cut. We talked about that the Christ College is ball watching a lot, and none of them, as Jaden Tafali is going to get called for a reach in, none of them are cutting off the ball. So they're not punishing them for the ball watching. And finally, Jaden Tafali made a cut, and he had an easy layup.
Just real stagnant offense coming from Wellington Cole. Can they dent into this lead? They need a couple of stops here. Christ College back to their little shuffle action.
Second side back screen for Darling's going to be problematic here.
Max Darling, invariably their sets end with the ball in his hands for those late shot clock plays.
Yeah, Max Darling on the interior, Max de Geest on the perimeter. They're running that max offense, getting max results.
It's having maximum effect.
Maximus Decimus Meridius.
Drops the second, extends their lead. 23 points the difference for Christ College over Wellington Cole in the yellow strip. Haven Dixon, no way through Crutchley there, as finally Jaden Taufale nails a perimeter jumper.
And that's what he does exceptionally well, so they're going to need him to show about 4 or 5 more in this remaining 4 minutes.
Oh, just coming up a little bit gingerly there, but having his way, he's getting anything he wants.
Yeah, back to that right hand jump hook as Sione Helu with a nice mid-range pull-up.
Back to 20 points, the difference. Both teams coming off a win in this morning's round. As we see Max de Geest get all the way to the rim.
And by nature of this pool, Kashmir, a very capable team. Wellington College, okay, they'll be disappointed in this game, but they can play significantly better. Christ will be very pleased with this, having wins against both those teams now. But there's still the potential with this pool being quite even that three-way ties and little things like that might come in. So Christ's mission here is to win by as much as they can. And every point that Cole can eat into this lead, even if it doesn't result in a win, could be important come tomorrow.
You just never know what's going to happen at these tournaments, regionals or nationals. You know, and you've just got to have your wits about you, and you know, end of the game, you've got to look at those points differentials and spreads and different scenarios, most definitely. Christ College, Jackson Stewart there's controlled the point very well for Christ College. Backdoor play. Darling in the background there gets a well-earned rest. You don't think we'll see him again with such a big lead for Christ College.
Yeah, well, with that little ankle tweak, they're not going to want to risk him at this stage. I'm sure it'll be fine, but precautionary measures.
3 minutes to play in this AA Boys Pool B matchup. Max de Geest controlling things. See what they run with this set.
Well, they're just trying to take the air out of the basketball, and
they will send him to the line. They are in the bonus, so maybe that's a foul to get the young fella in. Caleb McDonald.
Yeah, under 15 player, still a year 10. He went over to the John Lucas camp in Houston earlier this year along with Caslow Evans Jr. So what an amazing opportunity to go and play all the best under 13 players in the States. So that was a great opportunity for Caleb, and he now gets the opportunity to show what he can do at the senior level.
Come on, go.
Villalobos Santana at the point for Wellington Cole. There's a little duck in, this time for Haven Dixon. And there is Caleb McDonald's first shot.
A little bit nervous, the young fella in a big situation here for him.
Stewart to De Geest. A long ball with Crutchley. And great looking form.
I believe that's 39 he now has of the 75, 7 threes. I'm sure our stats and graphics department will be all over that.
He can fill it up all right. It's good to see a young player with a really nice ability to shoot the ball. It's Tompkinson. A little bit dejected, this Wellington Cole side, but they'll have to bounce back. Only day one. It's the beauty of these competitions. You got a chance to get after it again tomorrow. And I'm sure Wellington Cole will be fired up about their next matchup. There's no room to dwell on a win or a loss.
No, you have to have that resiliency to do well at this tournament.
Some strategic fouls to get the subs in. There's a look at the Wellington College coach, Salo Taufali, old boy of Wellington College himself.
Yeah, they've had some illustrious old boys. Dion Brewster, of course, tall black from Wellington College, very notable. Craig Bradshaw, Jordan Mills. We mentioned Isaac Latoa earlier. Just some of the prominent NBL and New Zealand level players that have come through Dub C program.
Tim Kent-Royds puts one in for two. Other subs, so Sparky Dickel able to clear his small bench of 4 players. They've done well, Christ College. Really deserved this win. Still they look to run the back door. Look, flash out of the high post. You can see, job done for those starting players for Christ College, able to watch on and get a little bit of rest before they do battle again tomorrow. Here's Haven Dixon. Nice little rip and go to the basket.
Yeah, well, Wellington College, I believe, has only the single game tomorrow against Kashmir, so they're going to have a chance to bounce back in that regard, whereas Christ's move on to play Kelston boys.
.15 seconds to go on this one.
Of course, don't leave us. There's another big eliminator game coming on in a few minutes' time between St Hilda's, the South Island champions in the girls, and Hutt Valley, the runners-up from Zone 3.
It's a scramble, and Christ College will look to just dribble this one out. Victorious in their Pool B second game against Wellington College. Probably a little bit more than people expected, but a very good win for Mark Dickel and his team from Christ College, getting up over Wellington College from Wellington 77 to 53.